South Korea reported around 15,000 new cases of COVID-19 as of 9 p.m. Monday. That figure is the lowest for the same period in 15 weeks. And while this sixth wave of COVID-19 seems to be nearing its end, can the country afford to let its guard down? For more, we have our go-to person when it comes to the COVID-19 situation, Professor Howard Lee of Seoul National University's Department of Molecular Medicine and Biopharmaceutical Sciences. As always, a pleasure to see you.
Good morning, and thank you for the nice introduction.
Well, we're nearing the end of this current wave of COVID-19 infections, which began around 3 months ago. Authorities have already warned that we could face another wave in the fall as we enter the middle of October and as the temperatures have dropped significantly in recent weeks. Do you see another wave coming?
Well, as we are getting out of woods from the latest wave, but not quite completely yet, I don't clearly see another resurgence coming anytime soon. That said, however, we can think of several scenarios ahead that may signal a coming wave of disease. Among them, more resistant variants coupled with a waning immunity, the potential for a twindemic with a co-infected flu, and underuse of life-saving vaccines and treatments are rather alarming. Speaking of the subvariants, XBB and BQ.1.1 are particularly concerning, since both of them are more evading natural or vaccine-induced immunity than the current subvariants such as BA4 and BA5.
Right, and you mentioned the subvariants, and PCR tests are no longer required for visitors arriving in South Korea, which means the country could be exposed to a new variant that could start another wave. Is it safe to be completely unguarded from foreign cases like this? I
would agree. The post-entry PCR testing requirement within 24 hours from incoming travelers to Korea was finally scraped off a couple of days ago. In fact, Korea was the only advanced country in the world that required this type of strict entry testing. Now, the requirement had some benefits, such as detecting new cases and variants brought into Korea as early as possible. However, there's a problem. According to many experts and sources, the system did not work as it was planned to do. For example, only 60% of incoming travelers followed this policy, and there was no practical way to enforce this to all travelers. In addition, the number of new cases found in incoming travelers has been stabilized for many weeks. On top of that, we have several tools now to fight against COVID-19, such as vaccines, antiviral drugs, and antibodies. So, in a nutshell, we are not completely unguarded this way, and it is okay.
Right, and while numbers drop here, domestically, the number of infections in Europe is reportedly increasing. Do you see this as a warning that the world is not completely over COVID-19 yet?
You're right. Recently, COVID-19 infections have been rising again in European countries, particularly in Germany, the UK, France, and Italy. In fact, what's happened in Europe in the past often has been a harbinger for what's about to happen in other countries, such as the United States and South Korea as well. So, I should say, a safer bet at this time is to prepare ourselves for what is happening. We begin to see in Korea. This makes more sense as the weather cools and people start spending more time inside, where the virus spreads more easily. The risks of a resurgence increase. However, at the same time, we are not what we were 2 years or even a year ago. So we have to watch out, but no panic.
That's right. We have the tools to fight the disease more than we used to. So, well, thank you again for your time this morning and hope you have a great day, Professor.
You too. Thank you for having me today. Thank you.